Hi, I'm Jenoa.
I'm Mo.
We're having the sex talk.
The sex talk.
What's our subject today, Mo?
Well, the topic of the gay community, which used to be sort of this playground for open relationships, polyamory, non-monogamy.
Yeah.
Now with same-sex marriage, you're seeing a lot more monogamous gay couples.
Gay couples who are aping the straight majority by, like, being monogamous, being married.
Yeah.
That's terrible, I should say that.
Well, here's the thing. It's like for decades, centuries,
eons and millennium.
yeah, the gay community was a marginalized community.
Right.
They didn't have the same rights. They couldn't marry.
We still don't, most, but
Right.
it is changing, but
And
yeah.
so because of that, there was this whole thing like, well,
Fuck 'em.
Why we don't have to play, we don't get to play by the rules, so why the hell should we? So there was a lot of freedom in the gay community, and
There still is, by the way, but
yeah,
there is a new trend of gay
Yeah.
monogamy,
yeah.
like the marriage monogamy profile happening more in the
Yeah.
gay community.
Yeah. One thing that you said earlier is you said that you knew a gay couple that was supposedly monogamous.
Well, I asked him, "Are you guys monogamous?" He was like, "Yeah, we are." And I said, "Oh, so you never fool around with anybody else?" And he was like, "Well, I know he has those hookup apps on his phone, and
that's so-
sometimes I would do some stuff."
That's a typical monogamous relationship in the straight community as well. It's like
Really?
monogamous.
Really?
Infidelity is a huge issue. Divorce rates are sky high.
Right.
I mean, really,
Okay, but wait, I've never heard a married woman say, "We're monogamous, but I know he fucking hooks up on the side sometimes. It's fine, so do I." Like, I've never heard that. I don't think it's the same. He has those hookup apps on his phone. I just don't ask. I think there's a big difference between the way it's happening in the gay community, even if it's perceived to be monogamous.
yeah,
It's not always
right.
quite like
Right.
it is in the straight community.
Yeah. And so I guess I wanted to really just talk about the shift and get your input on what you think about it, because I'm kind of bummed about it. You know, like, I feel like the gay community has always been my go-to when it comes to open relationships. Like, they've been doing it for years, and it's a really great place for the straight community, the polyamorous community
To look to. Right, this is how it's done. This is how you have a loving, committed relationship that is not based on monogamy.
Right.
And I love that we
Right.
have that in our
Right.
community. And I look to the boys I know that have that, and I sort of have that dream for myself that I could have that from witnessing it in my community.
Right.
I feel like if there's some gay folks out there that were raised with this idea that they needed to be married and monogamous and they want to give it a try, that, you know, that's the beauty of having the rights to do that. Good for them. If that works for them, then good for them too. And I don't think it's a huge shift in our community. I think we're still decidedly queer when it comes to our choices about monogamy. I think that we are redefining. I will say that as a gay person, totally identified as gay, I'll identify as lesbian too, but it's not my favorite word. Someone said to me the other day, "Well, you're polyamorous, right?" And I was like, something about that just felt so wrong, and I have my own misconceptions clearly about polyamory. I feel like it's for straight people or bisexual people. It never feels like a gay community thing. I do feel non-monogamous for sure, and I will take that. That feels like a good label for me. But it's all about labels and what works for you and what doesn't.
Right. And remembering that your identity is your choice. If you want to do hookup culture for any
Your
period
whole life.
of time, your whole
You
life.
can do it your whole life if you want.
Yeah. And you don't have to be poly or non-monogamous or label yourself as anything. You can just be you. And we're a fan of you.
Hey, we're a fan of you here at the Sex Talk. Ding.